I never imagined that a simple Saturday morning could turn into the worst day of my life. But there it was, a message that made my heart stop, my stomach twist, and my mind spin like a car in a tornado. "Can I borrow him for today?" it read. From my sister. My own sister. And the him in question was my husband, the man I had promised my life to, the man who promised me forever. I stared at the screen, my coffee turning cold in my hand, my vision blurring with disbelief. Surely, this had to be a joke. But the message came with a casual smiley face, as if asking to borrow your favorite sweater or a cup of sugar. My stomach dropped. My blood boiled. My hands shook. How could she even think this was acceptable? And while I'm getting started, don't forget to subscribe. This is where we'll find the wildest family dramas, real-life revelations, and stories you won't be able to tear yourself away from. My name is Emily Sanders. I am 31, a devoted wife, a caring sister, and a woman who has sacrificed more than anyone realizes. I gave up a promising career to support Jason, my husband, when he started his small business. I stayed up nights to comfort him through failures. I put aside my own dreams for the sake of our home, and I trusted the people I loved the most, including her, my sister, Lauren. My sister, who has always had a magnetic charm and an uncanny ability to twist situations in her favor. Outwardly, she's bubbly, full of life, the kind of person everyone gravitates toward. But beneath that sunny facade lies a relentless hunger, for attention, for admiration, and sometimes, for things that do not belong to her. She's always been competitive, a shadow I never fully realized until today. The first time I met Jason, Lauren had smiled at him in that way that made me uneasy. Not a malicious smile, not then, just playful, teasing, but now it feels like a foreshadowing of what was to come. Jason, blissfully unaware, had been mine, and I thought we were safe. But today that safety shattered. I remember pacing my living room, my mind a chaotic storm of anger, fear, and disbelief. How could she even ask this? I whispered aloud, more to myself than anyone else. My phone buzzed again. A text from Jason. "Hey, Emily, Lauren wants me to help her with something today. Is that okay?" Okay? Okay. My fingers trembled as I typed, words feeling inadequate to convey the turmoil in my chest. Absolutely not. "She knows you're married." Minutes later, my phone buzzed again. Jason's reply. "It's just helping her move some furniture," she insisted. "I don't want to upset you, but she seems serious." Serious. That word echoed in my mind like a hammer striking glass. I wanted to scream, to throw the phone across the room, to demand loyalty in a world that suddenly felt foreign. But I took a deep breath, trying to hold on to my dignity, trying not to explode. Lauren arrived an hour later, radiating calm and charm, as if her request were reasonable, as if she had done nothing wrong. She greeted me with a hug, her perfume sweet and overwhelming. Don't be mad," she said, her voice like honey, but my ears heard venom. "I just need him for a few hours. Just to help me sort things out." I looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time in years I saw the audacity, the arrogance that had always been there but I had ignored. My chest tightened. My voice came out quieter than I intended. "Lauren, you don't get to borrow my husband. He's not a tool or a favor you can ask for." Her eyes flickered, annoyance crossing her face for the briefest second before she plastered on her sunny smile again. It's just a day. He's a big boy. He can decide for himself. Don't be so dramatic." Dramatic. The word stung. She had no idea how much I had invested in this marriage, how much trust, how much love. And yet, she acted as if my feelings were trivial, disposable. I spent the morning in a haze, checking my phone compulsively. Every message, every missed call from Jason felt like a betrayal, even if he hadn't intended it. My imagination ran wild with scenarios, them laughing together in my living room, her touching him in ways only a wife should, him comforting her in ways reserved for me. By noon, Jason finally called. His voice, usually warm and steady, carried a hint of tension. It's okay. Lauren just wanted help with her stuff. We're just moving boxes. But my heart wouldn't calm. My mind refused to accept simple explanations. Something about Lauren's aura, the way she had looked at Jason when she arrived, the smirk she had tried to hide, it all screamed danger. Hours later, I couldn't bear it any longer. I drove over, my hands gripping the steering wheel so tightly my knuckles turned white. I parked outside Lauren's apartment and froze. Through the window, I saw them laughing. Not a friendly laugh, not a sisterly laugh, an intimate, private laugh that cut me deeper than any knife. I stormed inside. What is going on here? My voice cracked, fury and heartbreak tangled together. Lauren turned, startled, but quickly recovered. Relax. We were just having fun, organizing things. Jason looked caught between confusion and guilt. It's not what it looks like. But I couldn't listen. I saw the way Lauren brushed against him, the way she leaned in, the way he smiled at her in a way he had never smiled at me since our wedding. Betrayal. That's what it was. Pure, sharp, bleeding betrayal. The confrontation escalated quickly. Words were shouted, tears were shed. Lauren tried to charm her way out, playing the victim, claiming she hadn't meant anything, that she just needed help. Jason apologized, trying to soothe both of us, but it was too late. The damage had been done. I left her apartment that day, my body shaking, my mind numb. But the storm didn't end there. Lauren didn't stop. She sent messages, called repeatedly, tried to manipulate the situation, guilt-tripping me with, "He stayed because he wanted to, not because of you." Social media became a battlefield. Photos, cryptic posts, stories that hinted at closeness, laughter, secret. My private pain became a public spectacle. My friends asked questions, my family whispered doubts, and through it all, I had to fight to keep my dignity intact, to remind myself that I am not the villain here. Weeks passed. Jason and I faced the aftermath. Countless conversations, sleepless nights, arguments that left scars deeper than anyone could see. But through it all, I realized something crucial. Love without boundaries is not love at all. Trust, once broken, cannot be assumed back. It must be rebuilt, carefully, deliberately. And Lauren, she tried. She tried to charm, to manipulate, to pull me back into the cycle of drama she thrived on. But I refused. I asserted my boundaries, my values, my self-respect. She learned, eventually, that some things are not hers to take. Some lines, once crossed, cannot be erased. In the end, Jason and I survived. Not because nothing had happened, but because we faced it together, honestly, painfully, without pretending that betrayal doesn't leave a mark. And me? I emerged stronger, more aware of my worth, unwilling to let anyone, sister, friend, or stranger, cross the line into my marriage again. That Saturday morning started with a text that felt like a dagger to the heart. But it ended with me reclaiming my life, my love, and my power. And I finally understood. Sometimes the people closest to us are the ones we need to protect ourselves from the most. Because love is precious. Trust is sacred. And no one, not even family, gets to borrow what is rightfully yours.